For centuries, Russia has stood as a mystery to the world, a land of endless snow, hidden power, and an unbreakable will. Once a global superpower, now it seems cornered, surrounded, and waiting. But what if this frozen empire is about to rise again? What if nature itself, the same force that once buried entire armies under ice, is preparing to give Russia its greatest advantage yet? Today, we uncover how Russia could reclaim its place as the world's next superpower. Russia. It's the largest country on Earth, stretching across a staggering 17.1 million square kilometers and spanning 11 time zones. Just to put that into perspective, when the sun rises in the west of Russia, it's already dinner time in the east. That's how mind-bogglingly vast this country is. You could fit 5 Indias or 19 Pakistans inside it, and there would still be room to spare. But this incredible scale is both a blessing and a curse. Because while Russia holds the largest natural gas reserves on Earth and ranks 8th in oil reserves, much of its land remains frozen, seemingly lifeless and unreachable. Nearly half of Russia is a region called Siberia, where the average yearly temperature barely touches 0.5 degrees Celsius. This is home to the world's coldest inhabited city, Oymyakon, where winter temperatures can plummet to an unimaginable 71 degrees Celsius. It's a place so cold that steel cracks, engines freeze solid, and life itself slows down to a battle for survival. This unforgiving weather has shaped Russia's destiny, its strength, its pain, and its limits. Because of this brutal climate, a massive 75% of Russia's population lives crammed into just 20% of its territory. The rest lies empty, untouched, and frozen solid under the Arctic sky. For centuries, Russian leaders, from the Tsars to Putin, have dreamed of unlocking this frozen frontier. But every single attempt to tame Siberia has failed, defeated not by armies but by nature itself. Still, buried beneath all that ice lies a treasure chest. Diamonds, uranium, gold, and natural gas worth trillions upon trillions of dollars. If those lands ever thaw, Russia's economy could explode with unimaginable wealth. Now you might think Russia's massive coastline, over 37,000 kilometers long, would be a huge advantage. But here's the problem. Russia is trapped. Why? Because much of that coastline touches the Arctic Ocean, which remains frozen solid for most of the year. And in the world of global trade, frozen seas mean closed doors. While nations like the US and China thrive on sea trade, Russia's ships often sit idle, waiting for months for the ice to clear. Out of hundreds of ports, only 3 truly matter for its global ambitions. There's Vladivostok in the east, often blocked by ice and surrounded by waters controlled by Japan. Then there's St. Petersburg, near Europe, but it's trapped by NATO allies and also frozen in the winter. And finally, Novorossiysk on the Black Sea, which is squeezed through Turkish straits, also under the watchful eye of NATO. Every shipment, every trade deal, passes under the gaze of Russia's rivals. Despite this massive geographical handicap, Russia still manages to be the 11th largest economy in the world and maintains one of the strongest military forces on the planet. But it's geography, not war, that keeps it from achieving total dominance. Ironically, the same bitter cold that limits Russia also protects it. Napoleon learned this the hard way. In 1812, he invaded with an army of 600,000 troops. Only 100,000 made it back alive. A century later, Hitler repeated the exact same mistake. He sent 3.8 million soldiers into Russia during World War II. By the time that first winter ended, over 1 million of them were dead. No tank, no army has ever been able to survive Russia's deadly freeze. The cold has always been Russia's most loyal and ruthless soldier. But now, that soldier might soon retire. Because something is changing. Something powerful and unstoppable. As the world panics about global warming, Russia might just be preparing to celebrate it. According to NASA, since 1979, the Arctic Ocean's ice has been melting at a rate of 13% every single decade. If this trend continues, by the year 2035, the Arctic could be completely ice-free during the summer months. For most countries, that's a climate nightmare, but for Russia, it could be the dawn of a new empire. Imagine this. A new shipping route opens up across the Arctic, connecting Asia to Europe all through Russian waters. Right now, a cargo ship traveling from Shanghai to Rotterdam covers about 18,000 kilometers and takes 37 days. With the ice gone, that same journey through Russia's new Northern Sea route would be just 2,500 kilometers and take only 22 days. That's billions of dollars saved for shipping companies, and billions earned in toll fees for Russia. This new Arctic highway could transform Russia into the next global trade hub. The frozen curse is turning into a golden opportunity. But it gets even more interesting. Scientists predict that as global temperatures rise, the world's most livable climate zone, where the average yearly temperature is a pleasant 11 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees C, will slowly shift northward. By the year 2280, countries like Alaska, Canada, Greenland, Iceland, and above all, Russia, could inherit the world's most fertile and desirable lands. Meanwhile, the rest of the world will face a different problem. Many of America's biggest and most important cities, New York, Miami, Los Angeles, sit dangerously close to sea level. If the oceans rise as predicted, entire cities might need to be evacuated. The cost would be trillions of dollars. Russia, on the other hand, has most of its major hubs, including Moscow, sitting hundreds of kilometers inland, safe, secure, and ready for the future. So let's imagine a Russia without ice. Oil and gas fields in Siberia could operate year-round. Diamond and uranium mines could work at full capacity. New wheat farms could expand across the newly thawed Siberian plains, and the Arctic route would make Russia the toll collector of global trade. Even today, with only 20% of its land being usable, Russia is already the world's leading exporter of wheat, supplying about 18% of the global market. Now just think what would happen if global warming unlocks the remaining 80% of its land. Russia could potentially feed half the planet. This isn't fantasy, it's simple mathematics. With agriculture, minerals, and trade all booming, Russia's GDP could one day even overtake the United States. We often think of power in terms of politics or military might. But sometimes, the true game-changing power lies in geography and in nature itself. Russia's destiny has always been frozen, quite literally. But as our planet warms, this ancient land of ice may finally be ready to reveal its hidden strength. The same cold that once broke invading armies might now thaw into an ocean of opportunity. And as other nations struggle with rising seas, energy crises, and population decline, Russia's silent transformation could begin. It won't happen overnight. But maybe, 50 or 60 years from now, the world will once again speak of a Russian century. Not one achieved through conquest, but through climate. The story of Russia has always been a story of survival, of a people who endure the impossible, of a nation that never truly falls. It only waits. And perhaps now, after centuries of ice and isolation, the time for waiting is finally over. This isn't the end of Russia's story. It's the beginning of its frozen comeback. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. See you in the next one.